Says it's a quarter. What do you guys think? What? No. A Domino's piece? No, that ain't it. Maybe an earbud? Yeah, that's more like it. That came up with 55 to 60. But not no damn Domino's. But I like that, man. I like a Domino. Hey, man, I might go get a Domino's pizza because of this. Hey guys, welcome back. You're watching Vegas D-Tech. It's Joey again. So anyways guys, we're doing the 60-hour review today on the Legend. Got that with me today. And interestingly enough, before I actually give the review, I'm at a very unique park here that I've named EMI Park. And the reason I named that is because of this right here. Now I don't know if you guys can actually see too well what's behind me here. But dude, these are cell towers, man. There's a 4G and a 5G tower set up right behind me. Right basically in the park. And it's kicking out massive, massive EMI, right? So that's it right there. Yeah, it looks like a tree. It ain't no tree. That's how they do it in Vegas, man. Right? There's one, and that's another one right there. So what does it say over here? Radio frequency beyond this point exceeds the FCC limit. So anyways, man, this thing right here is damn powerful, super powerful. All of my detectors struggle out here, every single one. I think it gets stronger during the course of the day. It gets a little bit stronger out here, but I'm interested in knowing how will the actual Legend fare. All right, I don't know. Let's give it a try, man. We're right here in front of the towers, so let's go ahead and cut it on and see what we get. All right, so I know you're gonna start getting some jumpiness, right? And my that's maximum right there. But I don't need it that high. I'll just probably bring it down to around 20. This is what I normally hunt in. I can't run it in multi, because if I put it in multi, it's going to be noisy. But not even that bad. But I just put it in 15, and that looks good to me. Okay? So that looks good. That looks acceptable to me. And when I say acceptable, I got a couple of targets out here already put in the ground that I know that there's something in. But as you can see, I don't hardly hear any noise. All right, so dude, that is excellent news for me, man, because when I was out here with the Quest, forget about it. I actually made a video, said I wanted to run over the Quest because of how noisy it was. And of course the Equinox, forget about it. Equinox was just can't even fix that. But anyways, we got one target over here. All right, so the EMI is not bothering me. Sounds good. Then over here by my bag, I have another target over here. All right, guys, so in my opinion, the Legend passes my EMI test. Can't use the Equinox out here, cannot use the Quest out here. I can detect this park with this machine. So it's not absolutely quiet, but my God, man, you can clearly tell when you're on a target and when there's nothing. So that little teeny, you can actually tune that out in your ears. I drop it to 15, it doesn't bother me, and when a target is actually hit, it screams at you, okay? So thank you, Legend, for that. All right, guys, so you know what? I'm gonna head over here to this picnic table and we're gonna actually do a little discussion today on my 60-hour wrap-up on this machine. What I like about it so far, the things that I wish could be better, and so let's just get over here and see what we got going. Stand by. Very choppy, very broken. Huh. Maybe a can? What you guys think? Oh, dude, did I hit it already? Probably is gonna be a can, dude. Nope, no can. How about some Green Bay Packers? Yeah. Alrighty, guys, I hope the audio is okay. I have the wind slayer on. It is a very windy day, but I got the wind slayer on, so you shouldn't be getting a whole lot of whoop 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 wind sound. But I can't help the cars behind me because we're right on a main street here at the park, okay? So anyways, let's go ahead and discuss what I have been able to accumulate so far at the 60-hour mark with this detector. So I got 120 bucks in coins. Not bad, right? 120 bucks on the way, or helping to pay for it. I got 4 silver rings, 1 tungsten ring, 0 gold rings, and 3 silver pendants. That's everything that I've been able to accumulate with the Legend as of this point. All right, am I upset about that? No, not at all. Hey, you know what? One of the biggest things that I was worried about, man, was how was it going to perform? And I waited till today to get out here and actually check this out. EMI Park, man, that is where I'm at right now. Man, 6 years ago, I came out here and made a video review with like 3 or 4 detectors, and I turned them all on. I think I had a Technetics. It was off and crazy. What else did I have? The Technetics was crazy. The actually no, I had the Technetics and I had an X-terra 70, and the 70 was pretty tame. Still jumped around, but it was nowhere near the crazy nutty blockness of the Technetics, right? And when I came out here with the Quest Q40, I absolutely could not use that machine out here, man, and I was really pissed off because I really liked that machine because it had all the choice coils that came with it, but I could not get it to calm down and be quiet enough for me to hear targets. The targets would just get lost in all that erraticness, you know, of the chattering. And so when I bought the Equinox 600, I really thought that because the X-terra did so well out here, the X-terra 70 and the X-terra 705, I thought since those detectors did better out here, you know, I could use them, that the Equinox was just a flagship model, that the Equinox was going to be absolutely marvelous out here. And I brought it out here and I cut it on, and oh my God, I don't need to go any further. You guys know in multi, no bueno, man. Disappointed, man, to say the least. That was my most expensive detector at the time. That was the most expensive detector. So guys, I am absolutely pleased that I was able to come out here and get it on camera and show you. I turned the sensitivity all the way up. Whoever hunts in a 30 sensitivity anyways, nobody does, right? 20 is about all I need in all my parks. And at 20, it was nice and smooth. You heard me hit over a couple of targets, man. It came through loud and clear. So I can use this thing in EMI. Done. Perfect. Happy. Bueno. All right. So I'm gonna tell you what, man. One of the major strong points about this machine that I love, and you know what? I watched the video from Paystreak this morning where he was discussing his major problems with the Deus 2 as opposed to the Legend. Now I'm not going to get into all this stuff with the Deus since I'm not a Deus owner. I really don't have a right to talk about it. But then again, my whole ideology is I don't need to get punched in my face by a professional boxer to tell you that it hurts. You know, I can take the information given to me by established channels like Calabash and Paystreak and get all the information to make my decisions right here. And the thing that Paystreak said today that supported it was he likes the Legend because you could just cut it on and get to detecting. You don't got to sit around and play with settings, push programs, program settings, frequency, and just keep, you know, going through all this madness, man. You can just get out here and get to detecting, right? Now, that just reminds me of when I used to live in Oceanside and I was like so eager to get to the beach. When the waves are hitting and the waves are good and everybody's out there, I don't want to be on the shore waxing my board, struggling with my leg leash and putting on my Zinca and all this other crap. Dude, I want to get out to that surf and catch as much of that tide as I can get. That's why I came there for. When I get out on the pier and I'm looking and everybody's pulling fish out, they're flapping all over the boardwalk. Dude, I want to get out there. I want to get my rod in the water. I want to pull out my fish. I don't want to sit there and have to worry about, hey, what are you using? What are you using? A spinner? Are you using a crocodile? Are you using lures? Are you using anchovies? Are you using what color are you using? Are you using a chartreuse? Are you using white? Are they hitting on sardines, minnows, shad? Bro, who needs that? You know what I mean? Look, man, if that's something that benefits you, wonderful. Now, between Calabash and Paystreak, we know Calabash right now is very, very, very pro Deus 2. Why? Because that machine has all the features he needs. All around machine. He has everything he needs in one machine that he doesn't even need to do any more reviews on the Equinox, on the Legend. He doesn't need to say any more. So he's gone pro 100% Deus 2. And that's how he chooses to go with his channel right now, okay? Paystreak owns all of these detectors, and as you can see in his material, he uses all of those machines all the time. Now, the thing that I do like about Paystreak is that he's not biased towards any machine. Whether he likes it or not, he'll tell you the facts of what he likes. And the one thing that he says that, you know what? He goes, he struggles with the Deus. Because when he goes out, he goes, even the stock programs, they just don't cut it for him. He has to get out there and mess with settings, and just to calm it down to be used in an area like this right here, in this EMI, it would be damn impossible. You know what I mean? To get it to settle down. But once you did finally find a way to settle it down, he goes, every few minutes you got to go back in there and play around with settings again. And he said when he did his tally count today, he goes, how many gold rings does he have on the Legend? He said, I think he has 5. How many gold rings does he have on the Deus? And he says 0. And he likely states that the reason for that is because he spends too much time messing with settings and not enough time doing serious digging. You know what I mean? And hey, but you know what? It hasn't been all perfect for him with the Legend either. His complaints with the Legend are the same complaints that I have. And one of the things that he said today was, if you want to watch a channel where somebody's coming out and using an 11-inch coil, he goes, dude, forget about it. You don't need to worry about tuning on to my channel, because he's not going to be spinning this thing around anymore. He calls it a boat anchor. I wouldn't quite say it's a boat anchor, but it's definitely a satellite dish. Now, you know, I went out on a limb, and I don't want to piss D-Lec off or anything like that, but maybe I stepped over my boundaries by saying that I think that this 11-inch coil is just, it's outdated, man. It's an outdated design. A round thing like this, an 11-inch coming out of the box, man. Now, I don't think that there's going to make models for park detecting, for relic detecting, for beach detecting. You know, they're just going to come out with this coil to start with. But for a city park, I think that an 11-inch coil is no bueno for a city park. In my mind, I think an 8-inch coil, whether it be an 8-inch round or an 8-inch or a 9x5, something around those areas, the weight of that, you're going to be able to swing that thing all day long and not tire out. You see, one thing that was pointed out, like, if you're a 6 foot tall person, you're gonna have to extend this pole out a whole lot further for you to stand perfectly straight up and sweep. You don't want to be hunched over and sweeping hunched over. That's not how you're supposed to sweep. You're supposed to be straight up and have that thing out and able to sweep. Now, if you're 6 foot or more, when you telescope this pole way out like that, and you got an 11-inch boat anchor or whatever down at the end, it is just tiring, bro, because you can't really sweep fast. You got to sweep with your elbow. You're sweeping like this. You're sweeping with your elbow. Whereas when I'm actually using like a small coil, I get to sweep with my wrist. I'm able to just basically do this. Whip it, whip it, whip it, whip it. You ain't whipping no 11-inch coil around, bro. You're not doing it. Not without getting some sort of arm fatigue and be tired as hell. But I could whip a 9x5 around all day long, and that is a coil option that should be mandatory out the gate, especially for the majority of the people that do park detecting. And that's all I do, is detect the parks. You know what I mean? What else do I got to say? Oh yeah, what I was gonna say was, you know what, man, as far as owning this Legend, I would have had no need to buy this Legend if the Equinox would have just done what I thought it was going to do out of the box, right? We already know that the Equinox shaft sucks, and that was a big disappointment for me, because another benefit of this machine that I truly love is the fact that I can make micro adjustments. You know, say I just need like an inch. Say I need like a ½ an inch. Maybe I need 3/4 of an inch. You know what I mean? Maybe I need it up here. Maybe I need it up here, because I don't want to necessarily make all my adjustments down here, because the longer you extend this, the more flex you have in the shaft. So I try to do a compromise. Give up a little bit of this and get a little bit of this. Give up a little bit of this and get a little bit of that. Well, I couldn't do that with the Nox. Not with those stupid detent style shaft, you know. First of all, those cam locks suck, and I can't even use my Nox right now because I had to change out the cam lock for a plugger, and that plugger, the plugger bolt on the end where the cam, it broke. Freaking broke, right? So now I gotta go hunt a nylon washer down. I hope Lowe's or Home Depot's has that. So can't even use the Equinox now because I had to upgrade the cam lock to a plugger, and then of course I knew that being that this was made of nylon, eventually tightening it up would snap it, which it did, right? So now, that being said, if the shaft would have been great, wonderful. But also, if the EMI would have been better, I would have had no need to buy this machine. Probably wouldn't have bought it, right? So the EMI was a problem, and then also the spectrum. The spectrum is not wide enough. The band for the VDI, it's too close, it's too tight. And when you got a spectrum that's too tight like that, I don't have enough space in between for different targets. You know, I like a wider, I'm used to a 100 band that's really wide. That way, you know, targets could be here, could be here, could be here, and it just sounds different. The numbers are different, but when they're really close like that, everything starts to sound really close, you know, like specific targets that would normally be spaced out by 5 or 10 numbers, they're spaced out by 1 or 2 VDI numbers. So I end up digging a lot more stuff that I don't want to dig or don't need to dig with the Equinox, and that was my only problems, man. Had the Equinox been correct and had a wider spectrum, better EMI shielding, and a better shaft, I probably would not have had a need to even buy the Legend, you know. I mean, I'm not saying that I wouldn't have bought the Legend. I mean, I probably would have just bought the Legend just because I had a few extra bucks, and you know, I just wanted to see what the machine was all about. So just out of curiosity, I would have bought this thing to check it out. But I really enjoy the Equinox right now with the lighter coil. It's a breeze to throw around, but I can't come to a park like this with it, and that sucks. You know, and this machine right here, you can grab this machine and it's gonna perform for you, man, right out the box, dude. You don't have to play with settings on this, man. You could just turn it on, man, and really, if it's in the ground, it's gonna find it for you. You know, being a park metal detectorist, I'm not that anal about settings, and I don't have these, like, I mean, if you want to set up a specific air test in your backyard, you can always stage some sort of an air test that's going to make your machine perform like crap. You know what I mean? You can do that. You can make it, you can make targets this way, spaced that way on its side, and then you could just make it, you can make any machine look like crap. But how often do you come across those scenarios when you're out wherever you're at? Now, I can't speak for Relic guys. You guys have different conditions. You guys are dealing with iron. You got to dig deep. You're digging for everything. But at a park, I don't have those issues with iron here. And everything that I'm looking for has been recently dropped. All the jewelry in this ground is going to be, what, within 5 inches? It's relatively close to the surface. And these Las Vegas parks out here, man, dude, a Las Vegas park ain't really no park. It was a pure dirt lot. Before anything else came out here, it was just pure dirt lot. It was plowed smooth, and then some smoothing ground gravel was actually applied to the surface to level it all out. And then, of course, all this stuff right here was what? Sod. There ain't nothing that I need that's going to go beyond that sod layer, because there's that nylon mesh that holds everything. You know what I mean? So for me, this type of machine, actually all my machines work quite well for park metal detecting. So guys, if it's going to be a park metal detector that you guys are really looking for, and you've got the money to go with the Legend, would I recommend it? I mean, I'm nobody to recommend anything at 60 hours, but if you need more hours to back up that claim, you know, go check out Pastreak, see what he says. I'm sure he's got at least 10 times the amount of hours that I have, but I'm seeing the same things that he's seeing. We're congruent about that, and it's not gonna miss nothing, man. Really, it ain't. What did I say I have here? $120? Yeah, $120 in coins. I bought this thing for $500. So, I mean, will it pay for itself by the end of the year? Maybe. Who knows? In coins, it could. 4 silver rings, 1 tungsten, 0 gold, and 3 silver pendants. And that's with only 60 hours in. So, guys, I don't really have anything bad to say about this detector, man, other than I wish the weight would be a little bit lighter, and hopefully DLET comes out with, you know, some extra coils. An 8x9 would be lovely. I'm still waiting diligently for that, and as soon as I get it, I'm definitely gonna buy it. So anyways, guys, that's basically all I have to say, man, at this 60-hour mark. If you have any questions, man, that I can answer for you concerning this machine at this point, leave your questions down below. I read them all, and I try to answer them all in a timely fashion. And that's it, man. So here we are on a Friday, man. It's about 1 o'clock, about 1:30 out here, man. Temperatures around, I guess, around 100, 101, whatever. I'm gonna get out here and do a little bit more detecting, see what I can find, and make another video with that in it. All right, so you guys be cool. Joey, Vegas Detect, thanks again for tuning in. Sorry about all this noise back here, but it's the only picnic table that I had in the shade, and I love the shade. See you guys later. Bye.